Hi guys, Brain here with another video today. This one's going to be a little bit more pointed. This one's going to be a little bit more in your face and more for you specifically. I'm not talking about the game today. I'm talking about you. Talking about you right there. Well, some of you. I'm talking to some of you right now, right here, right now. So let's go ahead and get on with the thing. I wanted to say today, I really wanted to say today, I've been noticing a thing that's been sort of developing, or a sentiment that's been sort of a thing on my channel. So like I've been a killer main since I've played the game. I think that's the coolest part of this game, is that I get to play Michael Myers, which is one of my favorite, not even just horror movies, but like movies, like period. And I think that's a really cool thing. So I've been kind of a killer main. Somebody who loved, who's, you know, watched and loved horror movies for most of their life. I think that it's really cool that we get to play both sides of the equation there, and it's really neat. But obviously the killer side applies to me more, because like the killer icons, the actual like slashers, have always been super cool and interesting to me. Like Mukul, Pinhead, Freddy, Bubba, you know, those guys are neat. And I love their movies. So like the killer side applies a lot more to me. I think the problem is I've never seen the game in a side sort of way. Most of the time when I'm talking on my channel, I talk about it as sort of like a, you know, in general, what is good for the future of the game, for the betterment of the game, what's good for the game, period. So like things that would be good for the killer side, or things that are good for the survivor side, things that would be good for the player base in general. And that's kind of what I like to focus on. I think somewhere that's been lost in translation. Maybe I've been talking too much about killer stuff. I mean, like, I love to talk about killer stuff. Obviously, it's the role I play, you know, the most. So it's what I'm most passionate about. But I guess somewhere along the way, I guess it became implied that, like, I'm very, like, killer biased. And, like, I just want, you know, I just want killers to have it all. And, like, or even if I'm not directly saying those things, like, people seem to think that I have that sentiment, that I think that, like, I agree with you when you say, like, well, yeah, gen speed should be 3,000% and killers should be dominating. I'm here to tell you I don't have that sentiment, and that might lose some favor here. But I'm not here to be the super killer bias channel. That's not what this is for. If anything, I want to report on like things I believe would be better from the health of the game, and ways to help you have a better time with the game, whether that be through informing you, giving advice, that sort of thing. So those are kind of my two main things with the channel. Obviously I do more killer stuff because that's, you know, it's the side I play more. But I'm not here to be like, survivors are the worst. Survivors are just the most terrible group of people that play the game, and if behavior just like punished survivors more, the game would be better as a whole. Like, that's just like super biased and also incredibly incorrect. That's just like, I'm not here to make content for people that have this weird kind of like group dog eat dog world mentality when it comes to survivors and killers. Guys, it's a f***ing video game. I didn't think I had to say that to full-grown adults, and they are full-grown adults. I didn't think I had to say that to full-grown adults. It's just a game. Just because they prefer to run away from the killer, and I prefer to do the stabby stab as the killer, does not mean we're at war with each other, homie. It's just not what it means. I can't believe I have to say this to fully grown adults. You're taking sides like this is politics, homie. This ain't the donkey, this ain't the elephant. This is Dead by Daylight. This is a game where we play deadly freeze tag. It's not that deep, I f***ing promise. It's just not. And I don't know why you're taking it that seriously. And I'm here to tell you that I'm not here to encourage or support your sentiments that, wow, behavior only cares about survivors, and we need to like make sure that the survivors are put out of their homes, that way they can't play the game so we can be happy. Like, that's not what I'm here for. It's not. And I'm also not here to tell you that like killers need to be dumped on and etc. Like, that is not what this channel is for. It will never be for those things. So if you're one of those people that's sticking around because you think that I have this idea that I'm in your camp, I'm not in nobody's camp, dude. I'm in nobody's camp. I'm here to help you, whether that be through tips, informing you about things, etc., with the game, or I'm here to have commentary about the game and the issues that we face while we're in the game. I'm not here to be part of your camp v camp warfare. I'm not. So if you somehow think that you being a part of this channel means that we get to dump on survivors and talk about how mean survivors are and how terrible they are and how they ruin the game, it's not happening, dude. It's just not. And I feel like there's a sentiment a lot of people have in this game. Full-grown adults, by the way. Full-grown people. Big man children have this idea that they have to pick a camp in Dead by Daylight and furiously defend it and be mean to people over it. It's really disappointing. It's incredibly disappointing. So this is just a mission statement to tell you that, hey, this channel is for the betterment of the game, the people that play the game, and I'm not here to be part of Survivor versus Killer Warfare. And I think that whole thing is incredibly childish and dumb, especially since all of you, or not all of you, but most of you are adults. I look at my YouTube demographics. Most of you are adults. Most of you are grown. Well, apparently you're not. At least not the way you're acting. So stop with this camp v camp thing with Survivor versus Killer. Just because we fight each other in the game doesn't mean we're like signed up for life for one side or the other and we gotta like fight to the death for our side's like prosperity. It's not that deep, dude. It's really not that deep. And if you think it is, maybe it's time to go outside and touch the grass. But yeah, I don't think anything else for you. It's a little bit more of an intense one today. I don't like that. I don't like that sort of like talk and fight in the game, and I just want to make sure that you know I am as far away from that as possible. And if you're riding with me because you think that I feel these things, that is not true. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you like this video, hit that like you like. If you want to see more of these without YouTube saying no front page for you, you have to hit the sub button because that helps out a lot. It's not permanent. If you hate it, you can take it away. Otherwise, I don't think anything else to say for you, so I'll see you when I see you, friends. Goodbye.